because usually speakers, especially for American, they will teach us how to succeed, how to become a successful person. But this special American or this Chinaized